I'm Elaine Smiley.
And I'm Gabriel Smiley.
And this is
The Smileys in Zambia.
So, today we're going to actually talk about Google and Googling in Zambia. So what do you think?
It's not something I thought I would be talking about, but it's a learning curve there.
Definitely. When you hear people say Google is different other places.
I never heard that in my life before I moved here.
Really?
No.
They would always say, oh, Google is different in America, or Google is different, it has different restrictions in UK.
I never heard that. But tune in, watch the episode. We're going to show you all about it.
Yeah. So what we found out more than anything else is that Google is not accurate.
It's not reliable the way it is in the U.S.
Not at all.
Some of the things we Google in the U.S., the number one thing, how do I get there? I type in the GPS.
Definitely.
It shows me my route. It tells me how long it's going to take.
Yep.
And it shows if there's traffic ahead.
And it actually shows you legit streets.
Right. So what is it like here?
So you Google and it'll show you a direction, and all of a sudden you're in the bush.
Yeah.
It would actually show you a road that doesn't even exist.
First of all, before you even get on the road, it's hard to find the address for any place.
Definitely, because there's no address.
Places don't have addresses. So
no.
When you do find an address, you put it in.
And no mail. No mail person is coming to deliver mail at your house.
No mail.
FYI.
But when you're driving, you put in the address, and what happens?
So you put in the address, and it just takes you to the closest area, more or less. And then you drive down, there's a road that seems like a road, and then all of a sudden you turn, like what we did when we were in Livingston.
What about Lalai? You remember when we went to Lalai?
Oh, Lalai. We ended up in like a...
So we put it in, we were obviously getting close, and we were within like 3 miles or a couple kilometers or whatever. And what happened?
It was just no road there.
It was like miles and miles of just like muddy dirt
and
bush
oh
road.
my good, and it was crazy, and it was like the shortcut. It was like it was supposed to be the shortcut.
So Google thought it was like a quick way to get there, and we had to think, well, do we trust what Google says because we've been conditioned to do that as Americans, or do we trust our eyes and say this
road doesn't look safe? And not only safe, it was just it was muddy, it was dirt, and we thought, do we really want to get stuck?
Way out in the middle
way out of nowhere. So we actually just decided to go the long route, the reroute way on Google. So Google, it's hit and miss.
No, we asked a human for directions.
Yes, we did.
And they said, go this way, go that way, you'll be right there.
So Africa is actually allowing us to be more interactive.
We actually talk to people. The other thing about driving based on Google directions is that in the U.S., when they predict whether there's a slowdown ahead or it's clear traffic, that's usually accurate.
It is.
Here, it might say it's clear and you'll come into an hours-long traffic jam. Or it might say there's traffic and there's actually no traffic.
Yeah, exactly. So you really don't know what to get. So Google is not accurate.
Especially for traffic directions. The other thing that Google struggles with is like when you want to look up information about a business or a store.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense for you to really even do that, because it might give it perfect reviews, 4 or 5 stars, and say, oh, the food is great, and actually will show you images.
Oh, you're talking about, so we recently were looking for a place to eat in Livingstone on a trip, and we looked up a place called Mango Tree.
Oh, my goodness.
Tell them what happened.
So we drive to the location, and first we did ask someone, because it was actually in the cut, again, with the whole Google stuff, so it was in the cut. And when Gabriel's like, I think you should go in this time and check it out. So I went in, and I did see Mango Tree, the name inside the restaurant, but it was just like a totally different vibe. It was not what was indicated on the
Was it
reviews.
even open for business?
It wasn't open for business. There were men hanging out and actually playing pool. It actually seemed as if it was just like completely shut down for years.
But on Google it said it's open now. It's got 4-star reviews. The food is really wonderful. You have to check it out when you're in town.
And it was supposed to be Italian, right? Or is
Something
it?
like that.
Yeah, and it didn't really look Italian at all. So it was
like
just.
the menu, the hours, whether the place is even open.
Yeah.
Google is not a reliable source of
So
information.
I would say speak to the locals, speak to people that may know the area, be more open to the idea that you might say you want to go to this place and then it doesn't really exist. So
So where, when you don't have a local, where do you go for reliable information?
I think you talk to like the concierge,
Or if you're trying to do some online research, you don't have a concierge.
you got to go to Facebook.
Facebook.
And I don't have Facebook, you know?
So if a business is on Facebook, what it says on their business page is probably the most accurate
Definitely.
information.
They have their menus, they have people chatting up in it. And because I haven't been on Facebook in literally 11 years, you know, I'm unfamiliar with the dashboard. So Gabriel is usually the person that has to circle back and go,
And you say, where are they located? What's
Yeah.
the prices? What are their hours? That's
Exactly.
the reliable source of information.
so their Facebook has now become the Yellow Pages.
Yes. And one step further, if you can get on the WhatsApp
Yeah.
of somebody from the business, you can actually communicate with the
Yeah.
people there that
I,
tell you all the
I think the
information.
WhatsApp here is phenomenal. You talk to your colleagues. You can have a team meeting on WhatsApp. You have your doctor can kind of like send you all the information. Your insurance, because you have to do your pre-authorization yourself.
Everything is on WhatsApp.
Everything is on WhatsApp. So it's like technology, they have seemed to far advance with certain things like their WhatsApp. They have mobile money. They're able to do all these different things, but just Google is not where it's supposed to be.
Not at all. So that's it for now. Again, hit the like button. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.